Are you serious? Are you serious? Who's drilling holes in the space station? What? Somebody did. It's not an asteroid. It's not a little meteorite. Size of the grain of sand. No, I saw the pictures. It's somebody drilled a hole. Now the question is, did they drill the hole? Is it some of the cosmonauts or astronauts? What's a German astronaut called? A Germanaut? Is it? We don't know. Was it one of these guys up there in space that did it, or was it done when the little shuttle from Russia was down on the ground in Russia before they came back up there? Did somebody else do that? Well, that's the question. First, let me break in for a minute. For the next 10 days, I promise I'm going to tell you guys that, look, Noble Gold Investments, maybe they got the answer. Maybe you call Noble Gold Investments. Maybe they know who's drilling holes in the space station. But these guys are a Christian company, wonderful, family-owned. They'll help you with your IRA or your 401k. If you just retired and you're saying, okay, what do I do here with my retirement? Where do I put it? The guys that can help you do that and do it correctly would be noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Great guys. You can count on them. You can trust them. And they'll help you with your retirement needs. All right. Here's the story now. The story emerged, of course, involving this surprising leak, a Russian investigation and suggestions of sabotage, but it wasn't in Washington. The story unfolded about 250 miles above the Earth in the space station, where a mysterious hole was discovered leaking the pressurized air out of the capsule on the International Space Station. Officials said the people on board the station, 3 Americans, 2 Russians, and 1 German, were never in any danger. Are you sure about that? You're losing air and you're up in space. I don't know about that. Anyway, the leak has been patched. Now, at first they thought it was a micro asteroid. Back on August 30th in the middle of the night, flight controllers on Earth noticed that the air pressure on the International Space Station had dropped slightly. The change suggested there was a leak somewhere on the station, and NASA didn't wake up the astronauts that night, but after they detected this, because the pressure change was too small to pose a danger to the astronauts, the agency said everyone is safely tucked into sleeping bags, tightly secured to the wall. So the best approximation of a bed in the environment where floating away without knowing it would be a real problem. So when they woke up, all 6 were instructed to scour the station for the source of the leak. The astronauts eventually traced the leak to a 2-millimeter hole in the hull of the capsule. That's a type of Russian spacecraft that delivers people to and from the International Space Station back to Earth. Since the American space shuttle, Barack Obama ended it back in 2011, the only way to get a ride up to the International Space Station is to ride with Russia. So Russia offers only transportation options to the station. So the capsule had arrived in June, carrying a Russian cosmonaut, an American astronaut, and a Germanaut, from Germany. European Space Agency. They're really called astronauts also. Now, the flight controllers in Russia boosted the oxygen supply to the space capsule as a protective measure, but the astronauts covered the opening with some Kapton tape, an adhesive film that remains sticky in extreme temperatures, as a temporary fix. But later in the day, the Russian cosmonauts plugged the hole with a sealant and a gauze. They photographed it and they filmed it for official records and monitored the conditions every hour. The pressure inside the space station eventually stabilized. It's lucky that this leak was found and not in December, when the three of the astronauts are scheduled to pile into the capsule and head back to Earth. With one investigation over, another one has begun. Who drilled the hole? It was obvious. It looked as if a 2-millimeter hole had been drilled into the hull, and they even see the markings of where the drill was used. So we got sabotage in space. What? Guys, I'm telling you right now, we're not getting along with the Russians, and they're their only, and that's our only ride to space. We might want to get along with these guys. Or another question is, why did we cancel the space shuttle program and eliminate our ability to maintain? See, why did we move our manufacturing base out of America to the other nations? Why are we giving up all our intellectual property? What are we doing? What are we doing? Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're living in the last days. These are very serious situations, something to think about. You want to remain in control of your own destiny. You must keep control of your own destiny and your own intellectual property. Okay? I'll be back with more current world events. Who do you think did it, guys? Take a poll. Everybody there's 3 Americans up there, there's 2 Russians up there, and there's 1 German up there. Who drilled the hole? Was it the Americans? Was it the Russians? It is a Russian spacecraft. Or was it the German?